Okay, so we're gonna get into the season 5 build, that being Charlotte and Magna. Now this video we will be covering Charlotte's entire kit, gear set, talent tree, skill pages, team comps, all that good stuff. And then the next video we'll be covering Magna, doing the exact same thing. So if y'all are new, drop a like and hit the sub especially, it'll help me out a ton. But when it comes to Charlotte, man, she is just a crazy and fun and broken unit. Again, very meta changing. Okay, like when it comes to some of the craziest units in the game, this unit is definitely up there in terms of what she can do and why she's so broken. But let's go over her kit once again in case you aren't familiar with what she does. Now on her first skill, okay, she's granting a special point buff to the ally with the highest attack. Now keep in mind she is a green support if you did not know, and with this unit releasing, she is introducing the mono green team like in a very meta scale. Okay, second skill, it is giving a buff to a single ally, giving them a special point increase by 2, and then also giving the ally debuff immunity for 1 turn, and then you have a 40% chance to reduce your own skill 2 cooldown by 1 turn, and if you do max it out, then it's a 100% guaranteed, which means that you're proccing your skill 2 buff guaranteed every other turn. And then for one of the talent nodes, if you do want to give the 20% chance to reset skill 2, if you get lucky on hitting that 20%, then every single turn you can proc this off, which is crazy. So her skill 2, it's just so fun and so disgustingly OP, so I love it. Ultimate here, it is going to be giving a buff to your entire team, giving all allies a 30% reduced damage taken. So she is introducing on top of mono green damage reduction. Okay, this is going to be a very common thing you're going to see in the upcoming units. Damage reduction becomes a very big factor in PvP because like a lot of units tend to be like hella tanky, and plus combined with, you know, this unit, a lot of people in PvP like to run this Charlotte alongside Black Asta, and the two of them together, it's just crazy. Like you're doing, like I've seen enemies do like no damage, like literally like they do like 0 damage or like 1 damage. It is crazy. So damage reduction for 2 turns, and then also giving a defense penetration level 3 buff to the ally with the highest all attack for 2 turns. So not also are you offering that defense and damage reduction, but you're also offering a little bit of offense to your DPS unit on your team, which is great. And then if you do have an ally that has a barrier, grant them extend barrier duration by 1 turn. This is going to be for your entire team, by the way. So again, just top tier notch when it comes to being probably, I would say, the best support unit in the game for sure. Combined attack is also attacking after granting the partner mage 100% of your own max HP as a barrier for 2 turns. So again, just offering more protection, and a great combo that I love to use in PvP is pairing Black Asta with this Charlotte. So no one on global has Witch Queen, so for now Charlotte is going to be playing that role of Witch Queen, of just allowing Asta to kind of be protected once he gets into anti-magic state with his Charlotte, and it's just crazy. It's just very broken. Okay, when it comes to your LR passive, if all allies belong to the green typing, at the beginning of the battle, grant all allies 80% of own max HP as a barrier for 1 turn. So again, mono green, this is where it's coming into play, and it may not seem like anything crazy, but I promise you, unless you're running season 3 Fuego and you're proccing it off turn 1, you're not removing that barrier, because at the beginning of the battle you're going into your PvP fight or whatever it is with all allies having that barrier. You proc with the ultimate, and then if Charlotte is the first one on your team to go, then she's giving your entire team extend barrier duration, which means that they're gonna have it on for a whole nother turn. Just broken. Okay, LR plus 2 is every turn granting the ally with the highest all attack a barrier equal to 50% of own max HP for 2 turns. Just dumb. Okay, so your DPS unit is going to be well protected, very well protected. Now in my video when I did for PvE and PvP showcase, I did go ahead and say that you do not need this unit at LR plus 2. Okay, and while that's true, okay, you don't need her at LR plus 2, it helps tremendously. I will say that when it comes to, you know, if there's like a list of units that I would say go ahead and try to get to LR plus 2, this unit would definitely be on there, just because again, this LR plus 2 is just insane to have, because y'all know that DPS units are typically squishy, right? They don't have a lot of HP, they tend to die really quick and stuff like that. So if you can give them that protection of just being able to constantly go do their attacks and just be that DPS unit like they're supposed to while having that protection, it is by far just amazing to have. So I love it. I have mine at LR plus 2 on JP and KR, and it's just dumb. Okay, LR plus 5 is the exact same passive, and then you are also granting yourself taunt immunity. So yeah, that's not too bad. Again, I'm not really the biggest fan of this, because I mean, this can be good against units such as like Black Ops and everything that does have taunt, but outside that, then it's pretty okay. I really don't, actually, let me not say that. Like, I don't have intention of getting my Charlotte to L+5, but I mean, if time goes on and this unit is still relevant, then maybe I will. But I think for if you're free to play, getting her to LI+2 is just like well good enough, beyond good enough actually. So don't worry about getting her to LI+5. If you can, just get her to LI+2. But if you cannot even afford that, then just getting the one copy is still broken. Okay, so that is gonna be Charlotte. Now let's go back and take a look at the gear set. So when it comes to the gear set, my Charlotte, again, she is at LI+2, so take that into account. That is why in the showcase I was giving that barrier to whatever DPS unit I was running. What was it, maybe like Hatred Fauna I was giving it to. So this is the gear set that I've been running for now. Okay, now this gear set is actually really bad, so I'm actually going to show you a different set that you can use, because this is a speed set that I've just been using forever if you want to. Okay, and I would go ahead and recommend this. Now keep in mind, y'all know that Charlotte is kind of working off of barriers when it comes to, or she's working off of max HP. Okay, max HP is going to allow her to have a higher barrier, so if you would like to, then I would go ahead and say maybe take all of these two, keep the 4 speed set, right, because she is a speedy unit. When it comes to her speed, she's sitting at 122. I believe this is her base speed, by the way. So having a +4 speed set, you are getting her to 127, which is really fast. She is going to be outspeeding William if that William's not rocking, so keep that in mind. But if you would like to, then you can go ahead and rock this gear set. Again, I don't really think a lot of people have max HP gear set, but if you are one of the people who does, then this would not be a bad gear set, because keep in mind, again, this Charlotte is a unit working off of max HP when it comes to your barrier. So if you want to rock something like this would not be too bad. Again, just giving her more HP. I believe if you do put a 2-piece set on, you were getting a 7% increase in max HP. But if you don't want to do that, then I guess when it comes to your substats in particular, make sure you are focusing on HP and defense. I would probably say those two, and damage resistance if you can, because again, you want this unit to be tanky, you want this unit to be going as many turns as possible. So if you don't want to run max HP, you don't have to. You could absolutely rock what is it, gold defense. That would not be a bad set either to have. I would probably say that gold defense is probably going to be the one you want to prioritize over max HP, just because again, a lot of units in PvP, you're going to see them be tanky. Okay, I promise you. So if you can make the Charlotte very, very tanky, as speedy as possible as well, then your Charlotte is going to be in a very good position. So I personally would probably do something like this, right? And keep in mind that this unit is prioritizing physical attack over magic. So she is actually one of the few meta PvP units that focus on physical than magic attack. So that is something to take into account. Okay, but overall, I think you'll be good with the gear set. Okay, so if you want to run the 4 speed is a must. Okay, but the other two, you can go ahead and do max HP or defense or whatever you have available. But that is what I'm gonna go ahead and recommend you do for Charlotte when it comes to the gear set wise. And then when it comes to her accessories, okay, again, rock with whatever you have, because I know accessories can be very, very difficult to obtain. But I gave her defense here. Again, just the more defense you have, the better for this unit. Defense, and then defense, and then for the last one, give defense if you can. But if not, then maybe you want to give like physical attack or crit rate, crit damage, whatever it may be. Again, just anything to boost this unit stats up will be very helpful. But again, I already told you all the gear set. I told you the substats, the ones that you want to focus on. That being a defense, HP, and damage resistance if you can. Those three are probably going to be the best ones for this unit, just to make her as tanky as possible. Don't focus so much on the attack portion, because she's not a damage dealer. She's not going to be doing damage like that. So you want to make her tanky. You want to make her be a great support unit. And this is probably what I'm going to recommend. Don't worry about the gear set. The ones that I told you, that's going to be better, okay? So now let's move on to the talent for Charlotte. When it comes to the talent, I gave her, what is it? I believe this should be a 7% increase in physical attack, because again, this is all offense related. So if you want to give her the crit rate, you can, or if you want to, go ahead and do the damage increase by 5% overall, which is not too bad. I might swap this out for this, if I'm being honest with you. So yeah, I think this is going to be better, because the crit rate, again, she doesn't have a high crit rate to begin with anyways. So I think the damage increase is going to be better for this unit. And then when it comes to her defense talent, I went ahead and gave her the 20% increase in defense, and then the 4%, and then crit resistance up to 5 times per wave. If you want to, you can give her a 5% increase in max HP if you would like to, but I think I mean, you're losing out on the 20% defense increase, so it's up to you. I guess go ahead and play around to see which one you want, because again, if you do have higher HP, then your barriers are going to be higher, right? But then you're losing that defense, so it's a little give and take, I guess. I would go ahead and experiment, but I personally have been rocking this 20% defense. It's been working out fine for me. I don't think you can go wrong with either or, and maybe keep this as well. So it's not too bad. I would go ahead and say these three will probably be good for Charlotte, but I personally have been liking the defense a lot more. So that is something to take into account, okay? And then when it comes to your HP talent node, the green one, y'all know me, I'm a sucker for the 20% chance to reset skill 2, so I love having this one. But in all reality, if you do not want to give this one, the 10% damage reduction is a must, 100%. And then if you want to, you can give it a special point increase. So again, it's probably going to be focusing on these three, okay? I don't think these three are going to be helpful for Charlotte. The skill 2, y'all know, is broken. Having that special point increase by 2 is just dumb, and the fact that you could get it like every single turn, crazy. So I would say go ahead and do this if you want to. If you are someone who likes RNG a lot, 20% may not be the highest, but again, I get this more often than not, but it is up. That's my RNG, it may not be yours, okay? And then this one is just insane. 10% damage reduction is really helpful, but if not, then a special point will be quite beneficial for Charlotte, okay? But that is going to be Charlotte's talent node. And then now let's talk about skill pages. And when it comes to her skill page in particular, okay, hers is actually pretty good. So upon taking damage from an attacking enemy mage, there's a 25% chance to grant yourself a 15% damage reduction buff for 1 turn. So in PvP on global right now, you're going to be seeing a lot of attacking units because again, Julius, Noel, those units are still running rampant in PvP. So by having a skill page, you're almost guaranteed to get this off, by the way. But if not, then an alternative skill page you can use will be Sally's. So Sally's, I think, is going to be one a lot of people do have access to. So if you can, then use Sally, because Sally's skill page is just really good as well. If you don't know what it does, it is doing, let's see, Sally, where is it? Sally's is a really good skill page too. So if I can find it, okay. So upon using skill 2, apply a 10% increase all attack to the ally with the highest attack for 2 turns. So again, you're just buffing your DPS unit, which is not too bad at all. So this is what I've been using, because I actually don't have Charlotte's skill page. So yeah, take it from me, someone who's been using this one for a long while. This is one of the best ones you can use outside of Charlotte's, okay? But then if you do get it and you do apply towards Charlotte, you're getting all this, and then you're also getting granting an ally status element immunity for 2 turns. This is going to be quite broken. Very broken. So if you can, free to play, don't chase it. But if you are someone who does something on the banner, you kind of get lucky in pulling your skill page, congrats, it is one of the best ones, okay? So if not, then rock Sally's, you'll be just as good, just buffing up your DPS unit. But it is a pretty good skill page, okay? I'm not gonna lie. Now let's take a look at some team comps over here. So give me a quick second, and then let me do some pre-built teams for y'all, all right? Okay, so when it comes to team comps for Charlotte, this unit is very versatile with the units that you can bring alongside her. Just again, she is so crazy that you can pretty much bring any units with that unit in particular, and you'll be good to go. So for the first team comp, this is what I love to run. Okay, I've been running this team on JP and KR PvP for a very long while. The moment this unit came out, again, when this unit came out, let's see, did we have Black also yet? Yeah, we did have Black. No, we did not actually. So yeah, this unit is just crazy broken and just allowing you to be a great partner alongside Black Asa, because again, you're giving that protection on the combined attack. So if Asa does get an anti-magic state, then you have this Charlotte to give him that protection, and it's just allowing him to go rampant in PvP, which is so fun to do. And y'all, trust me, I know a lot of y'all have some crazy built Black Asa, so having this Charlotte to protect him will be great. But if not, then you do have Julius to play that main DPS role and Asa to play that defending role, and then this Noel, as y'all know, is broken in top tier for PvP. So this is going to be a very good team comp if you would like to. Again, I'm a sucker for this team. I love it, and this is what I've been using. But if not, if you don't want to run this team and you do want to run Charlotte on her mono green, like her LR passive says, then you can run something like this, okay? Now, I will say mono green, again, you're most likely not probably going to run this team on global PvP, especially if you are high ranking, just because again, Black Asa is rampant and everywhere you go still, and he still will be, right? Because we don't even have Witch Queen, so you know that that unit's not going anywhere. I will say yes, you can run mono green if you'd like to, but Once the barriers do wear off, once the damage reduction does wear off, then Asta and the other DPS units on the team will kind of have no problem taking this team down in particular. So I don't think mono green is going to be exactly the best, but for maybe for PvE or lower ranking PvP, then this can be something you would like to run. You can if you want, but I just don't recommend it if you are high ranking, because again, Black Asta, I've seen the most insane 1v4 comebacks, so it is possible, okay? It is very, very possible against Black Asta. And then another good team comp you can do, if you want to run just main DPS, 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 you can do so, because technically you do get double barriers, right? You're getting barrier from, well, Julius is most likely going to be that main DPS. Again, I've seen some insane builds for these units to where they are tanky but still dishing out a crap ton of damage. So I know that a lot of people have these units, Noelle in particular, at a crazy defense set. So if you want to run this, then you'll be good to go, and just allowing Julius or whoever be your main DPS, Charlotte giving the protection and the special point increase, that's not too bad. Damage reduction as well. I mean, damage reduction plus the counter attacks, that's not a bad combo, okay? It's not a bad combo. So if you want to run this, you can. Plus technically you do have speed because Charlotte is a pretty fast unit, so that's not too bad, okay? And then for the last team comp, you will be able to build this team because Vanessa is going to be free during the season, whenever season 5 does come out. So if you want to, you can run this. Again, this Vanessa is very, very underrated in terms of PvP, and she's just so fun and broken. I'm going to do a showcase for her in about like a day, so stay tuned, and she's just so fun, okay? But if you want to run this team on mono green, you can. Again, just something to bear in mind. Black also, okay? But if you want to, then, you know, you have Mimosa and Rades, so you're going to have barriers for days, 100%. The heals, the res, and then this Vanessa is going to be your main DPS, so it's not bad. This Vanessa can do a lot of damage. I've seen it, and I've seen like crazy buku damage from this unit, actually. But again, Black Asta, big counter, so maybe mono green is not going to be the best team to run right now. But in the future, I'm going to give y'all like a little sneak peek. If you would like to, then you can run the support Vanessa, and then a crazy team comp will look something like where is she, like this. So this is going to be a future team comp. But then again, this is going to be a very, very long while right now, but I just want to give you all a little taste of what the future mono green is looking like. All right, but overall, that is going to be Charlotte in its entirety when it comes to gear set, talent tree, build, skills, team comps, all that stuff. And yeah, let me know how excited you guys are for getting to Charlotte. Again, she comes out in about like a day and a half, I think, or tomorrow. Wait, is it tomorrow? It might be tomorrow. I have no idea. But anyways, I'll go ahead and end it there. All right, y'all take care. Have a good one. Let me know your thoughts. Peace.